Somewhere on Earth, tens of thousands of years ago, a human looked at something they couldn't explain. A storm, a dream, death. And maybe, for the first time, wondered if there was something more behind it. We'll never know exactly when that happened. There was no written record, no temple, no one left behind a note saying, "Today, I invented religion." If you're looking for the first religion, archaeology offers a surprising answer. There probably wasn't one. Instead of a single beginning, there were several different firsts. The first symbols, the first mysterious figures, the first monumental gathering places, and eventually, the first gods whose names we can actually read. The oldest clue isn't a temple or a statue. It's a small piece of red ochre discovered in Blombos Cave, South Africa. Around 73,000 years ago, someone carved a simple crosshatched pattern into its surface. Nearby, archaeologists also found tiny shell beads that may have been worn as ornaments. Neither discovery proves religion, but together they suggest something remarkable. Humans were beginning to create symbols, objects that carried meaning beyond their practical use. That ability to let one thing represent another would later become one of the foundations of every known religion and culture. Imagine holding that small piece of ochre today. You could trace every carved line with your finger. The marks survived for more than 70,000 years, but the thought behind them is gone forever. Its maker is gone. Their language is gone. Only the marks remain. Thousands of years later, someone carved a small figure from mammoth ivory. Today we call it the Venus of Hohle Fels. It has exaggerated human features. No face, no explanation. What was it? A fertility symbol? A protective charm? A sacred object? The honest answer is simple. We don't know. Similar figurines appeared across prehistoric Europe, but similarity doesn't necessarily mean they shared the same purpose. A figurine is not proof of worship. A carving is not automatically a god. What it does show is that people believe certain objects could carry meaning beyond the material they were made from. Small clues like these don't tell us exactly what people believed, but they reveal something equally important. The human search for meaning had already begun. Then something changed. Instead of objects that could fit inside someone's hand, people began building places where entire communities could gather. Around 11,600 years ago, they built Göbekli Tepe in what is now southeastern Turkey. Massive stone pillars were carved with foxes, vultures, snakes, wild boars, and abstract symbols. These builders were still largely hunter-gatherers. There were no cities, no kingdoms, no writing. Yet they organized enormous amounts of labor to create something clearly important. Many archaeologists believe it served a ritual purpose. Others think it was also a place for large social gatherings. The evidence doesn't allow us to know for certain. Stone can survive for thousands of years. Thoughts cannot. We can measure the pillars. We can date the site. But the beliefs that inspired it disappeared with the people who built it. Eventually, humanity invented writing. In the Sumerian city of Uruk, scribes pressed symbols into wet clay. For the first time, ideas could outlive memory. Stories could be copied. Names could survive. One of the earliest deities we can confidently identify is Inanna, not necessarily the first goddess ever worshipped, simply one of the earliest whose name still survives today. Writing didn't create religion. It allowed religion to leave a permanent record. So, when did religion really begin? Perhaps that's the wrong question. The evidence doesn't point to one first religion. Instead, it reveals many different beginnings. The first symbols, the first meaningful objects, the first monumental gathering places, the first named gods. Each one marks another step in humanity's search for meaning. Tens of thousands of years have passed since someone first looked at a storm, dreamed a dream, or stood beside the dead and wondered what came next. Today we search in different ways, through science, through philosophy, through religion. But the questions remain remarkably familiar. Who are we? Why are we here? And what, if anything, lies beyond what we still cannot explain?